So I want you to download the first Phorm app. Here it is. Once it is downloaded, let's open it up and I'll walk you through some of the key features. So I want you to select advisor. This should be one of the first screens that you'll see. I want you to add my name, please, Jessica Gunn, G-U-N-N, or my email, gunningforfitness@gmail.com. So on this screen, this is what will connect me as your coach and advisor. Just make sure not to hit the blue auto assign advisor at the very bottom because that will link you to some random coach somewhere across the US. So you'll notice a toolbar on the very bottom. Let's click to the dashboard on the left so you can see what the dashboard looks like. So here you have the ability to customize this, which I will show you under your settings in the menu. It's daily tasks, weekly tasks. Here's my nutrition. I've got my workout. These are all of the live stream videos that you've got you can choose from to view, and also your weigh-ins. Now, I'm somebody personally that loves to see things crossed off and my circles filled in. So this is why I like things to be accountable to. You can use this app in any way that you need. I personally only use it to track all of my food. I use it to track my water and my steps. There are places where you can input pictures and body measurements, and if you'd like workouts. So depending on what you want to use this for, again, I use it just to track my food, my water, and my steps. So let's go over to menu on the bottom right. You will notice you've got the premium on the right in the blue. There are two different versions. I'm on the premium version. It's literally just a couple bucks a month and you get quite a bit. I'll show you the differences though, and you can choose what is better for you and your goals. The basic version, you are going to get a few options of workouts. You are not going to be able to message me back and forth. You can receive my announcements, but we don't have the ability to message. I don't have the ability to give you calories and macros like we would, or to be able to customize them. Also, in tracking your food, you have a meal option or a portion option, but it is not nearly as easy to use and user-friendly as what we would get with the calorie macro counting on the premium version. So let me walk you through a few of these things. Under settings, we'll click that down arrow and you'll have my profile. So what's helpful on this is I always get people to say, hey, where do I change the measurements? So that would be right here. I need to use pounds because I'm in the US and that's what we use. So that's not actually my date of birth. I didn't want to share too much personal information. Goal weight. This is important, goal weight, because this is what's going to determine your protein. You only need your goal body weight, not your actual body weight here, because you do not need protein for body fat. So we try to imagine your body with no body fat on it. How much would it weigh? Which generally is what our ideal body would be, right? And that gives you a good idea of how much protein you need for the day. So that's very important that you do the goal body weight right there. Then you'll hit update, and then you'll click on the bottom right to go back to menu. So few other things I want to show you. Let's scroll down for a second. You have your reminders. This is where you can customize your dashboard. So show checklists, you can toggle that left, and then none of them will show up on the dashboard, or right. You can use this to remind you to schedule photos, your weigh-in reminders, workout reminders. If you want it for workout, it even asks what time you would like it to remind you. Then just make sure you hit update, and we'll go back to menu. Notifications, right? You may not want to be bothered every single time something comes through. The only one that I ask you to keep is advisor announcements, because anytime I send a group announcement, you'll be able to get that. And then also chat messages if you're in the premium, because that one will allow you to see the messages that I send you when we go back and forth. Just make sure to always update those. Saving, we'll click the bottom right menu again. So let's go up to nutrition then. This is going to be the difference between the basic and the premier. So let's do meal plan. Portion control and meal plan are both on the basic. We'll hit that here. So to show you the difference, how many meals are you wanting to eat? I include my snacks and meals. So I have 5. Now, here's the 2 questions that will be on both plans that are very important. I want to explain. This is your goal. I want to either lose body fat, maintain, or gain lean muscle. These 2 questions will determine how many calories you're given every day, which will determine if you reach your goal. So it's very important to understand the difference. So let's start with maintain. Maintain is you have 10, 12 less pounds of fat to lose. You want to convert that to muscle. So more of a body recomposition, right? Few pounds of fat to lose, want to turn that into muscle, meaning you're going to stay about the same calories that you're eating. We're just going to change the macros around, give you a little more protein, maybe a little less carbs or fat. And we want to make sure to get that strength gains, right? You'll have enough calories. You're not going to be in a deficit that you can put on some muscle mass. Now, If your primary goal is to lose weight, you'll choose this one. That means you're going to be put in a deficit. So it's up to 500 calories a day deficit, which will help you lose 1 pound of body fat by the end of the week. You'll still be able to put a little bit of muscle on for sure because you're doing the right strength training, you're doing Death Plus 3, and you're hitting your protein every single day. So when we say, what is your main goal? If you say, well, first I probably need to lose some weight if I had to choose one goal, that's what we would choose. Then we've got gain lean muscle. This is, yes, everyone says, well, yeah, of course I want to gain lean muscle. Just know that if you choose gain lean muscle, it puts you in a caloric surplus. You're going to have a lot of additional calories to eat each day, which also means you're going to add some body fat because you are adding calories. So again, if I'm always told, hey, I want to lose just a little bit of weight, but I want to put some muscle on, I choose maintain. Then next question, what's your daily activity level? This is not how hard you exercise. I don't actually really care about the exercise. This is your daily activity level of how much you move. This will determine how many calories to give you every day. So sedentary would be less calories for the day because you don't have a lot of movement. Maybe that means you have a desk job. Maybe you have a job where you're driving or you're sitting. You don't move as much, so you're not going to need as many calories. Then we've got light activity. This is what most of us are. Average age, I would say similar to what a school teacher would be. So see if that's about how your daily movement is. A school teacher is walking around the room quite a bit, at the chalkboard, quite active, but definitely rest periods where she's sitting at her desk, grading papers, answering questions, and then goes home and exercises. Now, very active is similar to a construction worker. So you are up all day for 8 hours, lifting heavy things, squatting, really no rest breaks, then you have a workout after that. Obviously, you're gonna need a lot more calories to sustain that lifestyle. So choosing this option will give you a higher calorie amount when given calories and macros. So just keep in mind which one you choose will determine how many you use. I am lightly active, so I'm gonna hit okay, and then I'm going to make sure and hit update. So now let's go down to the nutrition on the bottom middle. You'll notice that it's highlighted blue. On the basic version, these are what it's going to look like. I selected 5 meals, which will be my snacks and meals, and then you have your supplements that you can easily check as you have those throughout the day. So for meal 1, we'll hit the plus sign, and it only has these options. That's it. You don't have a barcode scanner, nor do you have the ability to enter anything. We'll go to carbs, and you have this many. So if you eat one of these things, great. That's why I say, let's check out what the premium version is. So we'll go back to menu, go back to nutrition. We're going to go up to calorie macro counting, and you'll see how this changes it. Now, all of a sudden, I have my macros and calories. So if that's what you're interested for, that's on the premium version. Do you prefer carbs or fats? So most people are both. If you don't specifically know that my body does better on higher carbs or higher fats, most people are on balanced, which would be a balanced percentage of both carbs and fat, and you'll select that. I have tested a week of high carbs and a week of high fat. I respond much better to high fat as I immediately lost bloating pounds and I felt like I had more energy. You choose what works for your body. So then you'll see that we've got our calorie amount due to your goal body weight, your protein is set, and I've got my carbs and my fats where I want them to be. So I am going to hit update. Make sure that it's saved, otherwise it won't save. Now let's go back to the nutrition on the bottom middle. It looks very different. This is why I love it. It is very simple. It is not confusing. So add water. I added a little bit to show you what it would look like. So this will say I've had 18 ounces out of 100. You'll hit add water. You're just going to scroll through however many ounces you add, hit add, and you'll see that line go farther and farther across the bar. Now let's add some meals. Meal 1, let's say I would like to hit the plus sign on the right. I have a couple options. I can add food, which I'll select. From here, there's numerous things I can do. First, the majority of us are going to use the barcode scanner, which is in the upper right, highlighted in blue. With that, I'm on my couch right now. I've pulled out one of my Formula 1, my protein shakes, and I'm going to show you how to use this. So we're going to click the little blue. It's going to highlight camera. You'll see I've got Formula 1. I'm going to scan that. Super easy. We'll pop up with all the information. So I love this. Lower calorie. Great. It's got 2 carbs. Perfect. I got no fats on here. Good protein. I'm good. So you can, if you want to change the amount of scoops you have, I only suggest 1. We'll hit save. That's automatically saved to your meal plan. So now go to the upper right corner and hit the little X. And now you'll see that's where it is. So you'll see that in the top, it has now added a little bit of a line on my protein. I've got 124 grams left. So let's add something else. We'll hit the plus. Now we'll do add food again. Instead of using the barcode, let's say that I wanted to add some nuts. I added some macadamia nuts. So that pops up. And because that is one of my most recent items, because I'd scanned it within the last 24 hours, that will be easily something that I can just easily click instead of having to scan again. If a food you're looking for that you have eaten recently hasn't shown up on that list, just scan it again. So I have down here a couple options. You'll notice on the cup, let's click cup. Okay, so that's the only measurement we have. Okay, that's good to know. So then I have to determine how much I've consumed. You can look at the serving sizes on the label of the food, or you can use an actual scale and find out how many ounces. And I usually end up, measurement of a cup, I'm gonna probably have half, so I'll have 0.5. Then you'll see that it adjusts. Holy cow, that's a lot of calories. I also use this as a tool. So before I eat the nuts, if I say, I've got 200 calories to spare on this snack, how many do I have? Play with it. Go back in and say, okay, well, 400 is too much. Let's try quarter cup. Okay, that gives me 200. Okay, 200 fits better for my calories today. That's what I'll eat. Then you measure the quarter cup out and then eat it. So you can always log things before, and this is a good tool to be able to figure out how many to eat to keep you under your target calories. Make sure and hit save. Now we go back up to that little X in the upper right corner, and you see you've got both. So you'll see under meal 1, calories in blue is 300. That's the total for this snack that I've eaten. Go back up to the top, you'll see that the lines are showing more food eaten. Now let's go to meal 2, hit the little plus sign. Let's say I want to do a quick add, calories or macros. This is, let's say you have a meal that you've created, you're copying a recipe, there's nothing to scan. You will enter all of these numbers, then you'll hit save. So then let's show you how. Let's see, meal 2 again, we'll hit the plus. I'm gonna go back to add food. So another suggestion might be, okay, I've saved some meals. I don't wanna enter it all again. Let's go into the search bar and I'm gonna type cracker. Now you'll notice that the cheese cracker with a knife and a fork pops up. That's saying this is a meal I have saved because I don't wanna enter everything and scan it all over again. So we'll click that, and then hit the upper right corner X again. Now you'll notice for meal 2, what I've saved as a meal automatically pops up. But let's say this time I didn't have any cooked chicken like I did last time. So I'm going to click on chicken and I'm gonna swipe left, which will delete it. Then I think, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna eat as many this time as I ate last time. So we're gonna click on the rice cracker, toasted sesame, and amount consumed. I had 8 crackers. This time I'm only gonna have 6. So let's change it to 6 and hit save. It adjusts all of your numbers again. So you can always adjust these as it goes. Back up at the top, you'll see the numbers going across. Now let's say Formula 1 and my macadamia nuts, which is an odd combination, but just what we picked. Let's add this as a meal. So I'm gonna click the upper 3 buttons, the little dots next to the plus sign, and I can do save as meal. So it will save it for you and you can give it a title. So then how to find this odd combination meal, you'll hit the plus sign again, add food, go to the search bar, it will pop that up. It'll look just the same as cheese crackers with the little knife and a fork. And it should pull up around this time. These are the things you ate yesterday. So hopefully that helps as far as how to log the food for the next 6 meals that you'll have for that day. And then again, you've got plus, you can add your water throughout the day. Now, if we go back down to our dashboard, you'll see that that's reflected right there. So it's very easy to see. You can also click this blue add food, will take you right back to the same place. Now, let's go back to the menu. On here, you've got workouts. You can click what level of activity are you working at the gym or the home? Now we're on the Premier version, and so what kind of workouts do you want? Let's say I'm in a gym, it gives you a few to choose from. If you are on the basic plan, it won't have as many choices. And then you have your rest day, and then you'll just update. Let's go back to the menu in the bottom right. So I want you to notice here, you've got My Foods. This is where everything, I'm going to click Meals. This is all the separate meals that I have created and added. So avocado egg sandwich, I literally have every single day. I did not want to add this over and over and over day after day. So I saved it as a meal. So if you ever want to see your meals and what you have, these are it. You click on it, it will pull up everything. So it's really nice. You can add serving sizes if you ate more for that day, or you can add it to your meal, whatever meal you want to eat for the day. So let's click out of that by the upper left. If I go to custom, this is when I didn't click add meal. What I did was I entered it with a quick add that I showed you. So this is going to be, as you see, I have meal prep foods come in at night sometimes, artichoke and spinach chicken breast. So I'll click that and it pops up with this screen because all I had to enter was how many protein, fats, and carbs were on the label as I received it. and then I'll click X. So it gives you a nice, if you want to save certain recipes, you'll click recipes. I currently don't have any recipes saved. So let's go back to menu. On here, I want you to scroll down again, and you're going to see photos and body metrics. Let's click on body metrics. So I'm going to click the word, and it shows you everything that you need to take measurements on. Measurements are extremely important because if the scale doesn't change, you will see change in pictures and measurements. Please, 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 for all that is good and holy, enter your body measurements and your pictures. Nobody else will see these but me and my manager if I submit your name as one of the challenge winners. This will not show up anywhere else, and I will never use these, especially for my social media, without your permission. So you will click, let's say weight, you'll click the gray plus sign, and you'll add where your weight is. You can click customize, and if you don't want to take all of these, you don't have to. So let's go back to the menu. So from here, that's body metrics. The last thing I wanted to show you is photos. If I click on photos, I love it because it creates the days depending on what day you start with the challenge. There's day 1 of every challenge, day 182, and it's fun to put these side by side and be able to say, look where I was on day 1 versus day 182, and then it has the date next to it. It will keep track of everything. These are all the challenges I've done for a long, long time. So let's go back to menu. On here, you'll notice that as we go back to my photos, there's the plus sign on the right. So we're going to use my supplement can again. So on here, a couple things you can use. You can use you'll see on the right, you've got the little eyeball that's highlighted. That will remove it. That adds it. So we're going to use this as the body. So front photo, this is the front of your body. As you notice, there's nowhere to upload a photo. It has to be current because we use this for our challenges and we need to prove that this picture was taken today. So you are going to click the blue camera button, and it will either retake if you don't like it, or you can continue. I'm going to hit continue. Now you notice in the upper right corner, it says back photo. So let's flip this sucker over to the back. And we're going to take another photo. And if you like it, oh yeah, that's a great angle. Look at that angle on that. Great, we'll take continue. Now we've got the side. Let's flip that over to the side. Okay, that's where I want it. We'll take our picture, and if you love the angle, look at that angle, you'll hit continue. So you'll notice all three, you can review them, you can take notes. Hey, I felt kind of bloated this day. Hey, I was pregnant this day, whatever notes you need. Make sure to always hit submit photos. That will upload them. They're not uploaded and saved until you hit submit. So now it's official. I've registered for the challenge, and here's what to do next. This is what's going to enter you into the My Transformation Challenge. Super important. So if you want to enter any of the 8-week challenges, you must see this official screen, and you need to do it by the date that they have posted as the deadline date. Now, if you're not entering the challenge, it doesn't matter either or, nothing changes. It's just that if you want to enter it, your pictures are now there. You've got an 8-week challenge you're entered in. I use this sometimes to record pictures in between for progress. It's completely up to what you want to use it for. But if you want to enter the Transformation Challenge, you are now there. We'll hit continue, and you go right back. So there I am, day 95 with the Transformation Challenge with good old Formula 1. So hopefully this answers some of your questions. Through here, announcements will be all the announcements that I will send. Advisor is me. First Phorm products through here. You've got all of your First Phorm products. You can read all of these depending on what it is that your needs are for: fat loss, sports performance, vitamins. So if you have any questions on any of these, I take quite a few of these. I only will share with you what I use every single day. As you know, the Opti Health Stack, I use the greens every single day for my gut health. So you can go through these. As you come up to the top, the two main things I always suggest are Formula 1 and Ignition. That's what you're going to take post-workout. 1 scoop of Formula 1 with half a scoop of Ignition. Amazing, right? For you to see results. You can buy them together in the post-workout stack. I'm not sure why the picture's not there, and that saves you a couple of dollars. And then the other thing that I always recommend is the greens powder, right? Super important for gut health, and that's here in the stack. Greens and reds. If you don't want to buy the reds, hop onto the website and you can buy the greens individually, but at least this will give you an opportunity to read about them. So those are the three that I always recommend. Gut health, because you're not going to process, meaning you're not going to be able to digest and absorb your food the way you want to. And obviously you're not going to build muscle if you don't have the right amount of formula. paired with the right carb source. So that gives you a little bit more information on that. So everything through here should hopefully be a little more explanatory. If it says take photos for my weekly task, because we just did that, I've go to Formula 1 and it shows me where the nutrition is. So please reach out if you have any other questions. I hope this makes this a little bit easier on how to navigate the app.